Howdy doodly ding dang, how's it going everybody? My name is Mouse Minister, specifically, and today I'm coming at you hot with a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gameplay and commentary. Both of those things, gameplay and a commentary, to come together to make one video. Have you guys noticed that this is the hot new format sweeping the nation right now? Old Call of Duties and just commentaries, people yapping, real yap maxing. I'm starting to get white pilled. Is it white pill? Is that the opposite of black pill? That feels wrong. I'm starting to hope max about the future of the internet because this format's coming back, and I think it's a rebellion against something. I'm a big believer in the alive internet theory making a huge comeback, and I'm a big fan of that kind of content right now. It's awesome. One thing that I've noticed is that with these Call of Duty commentaries coming back, if you can find these, because it's hilarious. It'll be an old school Call of Duty commentary, like from COD 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2. And one thing you'll notice as soon as the commentary starts is that these people are 17. They were like 4 when this game came out. They weren't playing this game, bro, back in the day. They weren't in the trenches with me and my boys with our time in the service fighting the Russians or whoever we were fighting in Modern Warfare 2. But I actually think that is a point in the bucket of my argument here of this is a format that might be returning, and it might be returning in not necessarily this type of direction, not in the specifically COD commentary type of direction, but in a live internet theory direction. There might be a live internet theory meta pop up, because even though they probably weren't playing Modern Warfare 2 when they were 4 years old, it's undeniable that the COD commentary community definitely had an impact on a lot of people. And it wasn't just people who were playing Call of Duty back when I was playing Call of Duty, because honestly, the commentaries were never even about Call of Duty to begin with. I mean, they were at the absolute very beginning, where it was like, I'm thinking of specifically like a Hutch or a Blame Truth type of video. Scene Enters did this a lot back in the day, where the commentary would be literally like, hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet, and today I'm using the ACR with a red dot sight on it, and I'm using sleight of hand, stopping power, and ninja, obviously. I'm using Copycat because I'm not a pussy who uses Last Stand, and I've got a Simtex grenade going on today because I don't like C4 very much. Sorry, blacked out there. That is how the COD commentary scene popped up. It was a bunch of people who were really passionate about Call of Duty, about making Call of Duty videos, making videos to help people play Call of Duty better, that were interested in it. And then I would say around the time of halfway through Modern Warfare 2's lifespan, it became something completely different. And maybe even before that. I think people, maybe even before, let me explain what I'm talking about here. It went from that kind of commentary to Scene Enters talking about women and giving women advice to COD gamers, prepubescent COD gamers. And it would be just Scene Enters talking about video games, women, wine, whining about video games and women. And then from there, Call of Duty commentaries completely stopped being about Call of Duty for a long time, kind of permanently. There wasn't a whole lot of people doing that format anymore for people who were just trying to get better at Call of Duty, because I don't know if you guys, hands in the chat if anybody's old enough to remember this. Modern Warfare 2 was not a liked game from the perspective of people who had been playing Call of Duty for a long time up until that point. It was a breakout success. It was a huge success for the masses, for younger people, for me. Modern Warfare 2 was my first actual Call of Duty. I played COD 4 on the Wii. I'm sorry, I had to come out like this on the internet. COD 4 Modern Warfare Reflex Edition on the Wii was my introduction into modern gaming. Jesus Christ. But people, when Modern Warfare 2 came out, there was obviously it was a big hit. Everybody loved it. I loved it. But with like COD, people who had been playing Call of Duty up until that point, Modern Warfare 2 was not a popular game. It was not a respected game like it is now, with nostalgia blinding everybody. But this game had a fucking ton of problems. The one-man army, kill streaks, everything. It was just like too much. And now, like, that's the way that Call of Duty's been heading ever since then. But it definitely wasn't like a well-respected game at the time. And that is when commentaries stopped being so much about the actual gameplay and just people just yap maxing, just whatever it would be. Blame Truth or T Martin, like, hey, what's going on, guys? I have 1 million subscribers and here's what I thought today. Everybody buckle up. But I like it. A lot of it's clearly that time period connected with a lot of people. I hate to admit this again. I guess I'm coming out in every regard in this little podcast, in this little commentary. I don't know what to call it. But I am a perpetual chronic stage 4 PKA enjoyer. I've listened to basically every PKA since Taylor became the host instead of Wings of Redemption. I tried to listen to the Wing Redemption episodes, couldn't do it. Could not stomach it. Which I guess was a good thing because now I'm 30 and don't have any interest in watching lolcows. So we take wins where we can get them. And the reason I bring up PKA is because Woody's Gamertag is a host for PKA, and I think it's fair to say that he connected with more people across the board than basically anybody else in the Call of Duty commentary scene. It was Woody's Gamertag that absolutely just put the scene on his fucking back for like, what, a decade? It was probably about a decade, and he was one of the most prolific people in the scene. And you know, now you got people like Jay Slat doing commentaries about Woody's Gamertag, and especially with his financial advice and his life advice stuff, it connected with a lot of people. And now what we're seeing is that scene starting to pop up again on YouTube, and I am super here for it. I think it's a rebellion against the hyper optimized content loop that we've seen ever since Mr. Beast beasted all over the place. God damn, I just hit a throwing knife in this gameplay I forgot about. I am frying these folks. I don't know what part of the gameplay that you're on. Anyway, gameplay doesn't matter. We're here for the yap. The Mr. Beastification of YouTube and social media it's not necessarily inherently a bad thing. It has made internet content, Mr. Beast just elevated it to where like my grandparents now know what like internet stuff is. My granddad has a flip phone in the big 26, and he knows what Mr. Beast is. He knows it brought a lot of eyes to YouTube, which I'm always a big fan of for the most part. There is a part of me that believes all of this is satanic and evil, but for the most part, I think it's good when people find this format and just, it's at least better. If I could say anything, it's at least better than just doom scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Don't get me started on YouTube Shorts, but I think the Mr. Beastification of the platform and the content did leave out the human element of it completely. And I think people are going to and are getting sick of that. I don't know how it is with everybody, but if I click on a video and I'm expecting like a thing and I start hearing that YouTube voice, I'm gone. It doesn't matter if I actually need to watch that video or not. I could be watching a tutorial on how to like fix my car to get it running to get to work. And if I open the first video up and I hear like, hey, what's going on? This is what we're doing. I gotta get the intro out in the first 5 seconds of the video or retention's gonna go down. The hyper optimization of the content for retention and click-through rate is something that I think people are getting sick of, especially with the AI revolution taking over. People are going to be rebelling against AI content. Not younger kids. Younger kids absolutely eat that shit up. Just nom 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 every day. I think like the most popular video this year on YouTube was like an AI slop short of a monkey putting a boulder in front of a bus. It's happening, and people are going to get sick of that. And I think that is exactly where we're seeing this like resurgence of COD commentaries pop back up. It's just like the boys recording gameplay of Modern Warfare 2 and then just like yapping. I think there might be an alive internet theory market for YouTube popping up here in the next like couple years. It's already kind of happening. And there's creators like, you know, all the people doing Call of Duty commentaries, like some of them are doing it because if you have Modern Warfare 2 in the thumbnail, the video just seems to get views. The funniest thing I've seen on YouTube in a minute is that guy who made a Modern Warfare 2 gameplay and commentary about how the YouTube algorithm sucks because his other videos aren't getting views, and then that video blew up with like 500,000 views, I think it was the last time I checked. He was getting so much attention for it, and I felt bad for him because he had no idea what to do with the next video after he got all this attention. I'm gonna check up on that guy, see what he's doing now. I'm super curious. But there are people that do it for views because the algorithm loves these types of videos right now for some reason. And there's people that are doing it because it feels like the boys are back. If that makes sense. That's probably way too dramatic. I don't know how to say it any other way though. It feels like a bunch of people are like rebelling against the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. You can tell people are like sick of Mr. Beast as a person, not even really his content. People are still loving his content, but then you'll hear the conversations around Mr. Beast where people are calling him the Antichrist, which I don't think his branding helped him any in that regard. I can't believe he stuck with Mr. Beast being a man from one of the Carolinas. I don't remember if it's North Carolina or South Carolina, but I always thought that was super funny. I know I grew up pretty close to where Mr. Beast grew up. I know he knew that maybe the Beast moniker, the Beast name, wasn't going to do him any favors. Growing up in the Bible Belt, like my parents, I watched my mom not pay a bill one time because the number ended in 666. Like it was like $196.66, and she just didn't. She didn't pay it until the next one because she was like, I can't do that number. I just can't do that number. I was out on a boat trip with a bunch of people, and this girl was getting gas at a gas station in her car, as you do, and the number, I think it was the price. No, it couldn't have been the price. The gallons that she pumped in, it ended in 666, and her gas tank was full. So I watched her take it out of the car and then just pour gas into the parking lot. Just spraying it so that like the number wouldn't end in 666 before she paid it. Like the Beast name wasn't a good idea, Jimmy. And especially when you got that whole like smiling thing, that smiling issue, where at this point just Photoshop like the life in your eyes. I don't know why he's not doing that. There's a big conversation about him being the Antichrist going on. It doesn't affect his content, because his content, it's honestly just good. Like, I don't know if anybody's watched the Mr. Beast game, but if you want like the best thing to just not think about anything and watch an hour of your life just go disappear, I can't think of anything better than the Beast games. It's like a really good doom scroll. You ever have a really good doom scroll? It's kind of like that. It'll leave you feeling hollow and lifeless afterwards, but it's a good time, brother. Don't overthink that shit. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, people are relating him to the Antichrist. And I think it's because he ironed his content out with a hammer to get every bit of humanness out of it. Or at least that's what the Mr. Beastification did. Because honestly, I think out of all the people that do Mr. Beast style content, there's still like the angle, the element of like Mr. Beast just fucking around with his friends like Carl and them, where there's still, you can find some personality, but then there's the thousands and thousands of thousands of other people who just Mr. Beastified their content that can't do that as well. And I don't think it's like a thing that's going to be around forever. I think there'll always be a market for it, but at this point, I'm a live internet theory maxing. I think there will be a huge meta shift where at the very least people will do this kind of COD commentary thing as just a rebellion against the hyper min-maxed, optimized, have the title and thumbnail be perfectly matched what you're going to be talking about in the video, get to what you're going to do in the video in the first 5 seconds, or people are going to click off, and then add a transition for every spot that needs a transition, and then add a sound effect for every transition so that the audience knows that there's a transition happening. All of that, I can't. I'm getting sick of it. I think a lot of other people are getting sick of it. I think the Alive Internet Theory is back. I think people are going to be doing more COD commentaries, this format might even evolve into just something else, just another wave of people doing this. I think there will be a market pop up where this kind of content is like the thing, and it's in rebellion to the plastic shadiness of all the other like Mr. Beastification kind of content on YouTube. I always thought I was an early adopter of podcasts, and I always thought like podcasts, holy shit, this is like COD commentaries but an hour long at least, at the same time a week every week. Like let's fucking go. But podcasts, oh my god, bro. I was an early advocate for podcasts. I was really big into Joe Rogan before people knew what podcasts were, and I was like, this is the future. Joe Rogan having these people on, these scientists, like I'm learning all the time and I'm having fun while doing it, and it's just like hanging out, and it's very human, and I connect with it on a human level. And then I was like, hey, yeah, podcasts are going to be like the future. Now fast forward 10, 15 years into the future, and I know that podcasts turned out to be the worst thing. The worst thing that has ever happened to the internet and men's mental health, the manosphere, womenosphere. Every podcast is bad. There's not a good podcast. There's never been a good podcast except for PKA. AKA the worst podcast. I think there's going to be a resurgence of this kind of content. There will always be a market for Mr. Beastified content, but at the very least, I think this kind of content will pop up as a standing rebellion against AI, I guess, and H1B. I'm not going to talk about anything politics on this channel ever, unless people always ask me, you know, like, what am I? I mean, are you right or left? And I'm like, I am brand friendly. I am not talking about politics until somebody pays me an inordinate amount of money to say the craziest shit of all time. Boys, white pill, we're so back. Call of Duty's so back. And the thing with all of this is that I don't have an outro.